What's going on, everyone? This is Dom, and today we are taking a look at Apple Watch. Now, we are checking out the 42mm space gray version here, as well as the 38mm silver version, and this is the sport model, so keep that in mind. But we're going to do a quick comparison to them a little bit later. But opening up the lid here, you can see that we have our Apple Watch presented in a box on top, which is kind of unusual because usually you see the product right as you pull it out of the box, but no big deal. Pull up some documentation right here and you can read over this if you'd like to. But one thing I found that was surprising is that you don't get any Apple stickers with the Apple Watch. Not a big deal, but I was kind of sad to see that we didn't get any included. But along with that, we do also have an additional piece for the band, which will allow you to resize it. And we have our magnetic charging dock here, which is a bit different than the one that's been advertised. This one's plastic on the right there, and on the left is the brushed steel version that we're used to seeing on all of Apple's marketing. So if you want the brushed steel one, you're going to have to pay extra unless you buy the steel version of Apple Watch. Now, we do also have a 5-watt power adapter, and like I said, here's our box with the Apple Watch inside. So let's go ahead and peel that little thing back and open up the box and see what's inside. Well, we know what's inside. It's an Apple Watch. As you can see there in space gray, 42mm with the black sport band right here. And it definitely looks nice. I mean, I've had a chance to try these on before at the Apple Store and kind of take a look at it. And I actually ordered a couple other models, which we will check out in other videos, so stay tuned for that. But as you can see here on the side, we do have our speaker in the pill-shaped form and a microphone. And on the other side, we have two buttons. One of them is the digital crown, which you can navigate with by turning, and the other one's just a single button that you can perform actions with. On the back side, we do have our sensors, and that's where the magnetic charging dock actually clips onto. But here you can see these sensors while they're turned on, so that's going to track your heart rate, things like that. And putting it on here, I'm not a fan of how this rubber strap works. It's just kind of awkward to put on, in my opinion. Not the end of the world by any means, but it's definitely more difficult to get on than some of the other bands that Apple sells, and it's just kind of weird. I don't know what it is about it. I'm not a huge fan of the rubber bands that come with the Apple Watch Sport, so me personally, I'll be upgrading that. As you can see though, it doesn't sit too high above your wrist. Of course, we have that little bump at the bottom where the sensors are, but overall, it's pretty low profile. So let's go ahead and turn it on for the first time, let it boot up, and we will get to our setup screen here where we can choose a language. You can actually scroll through these with the digital crown if you like. So this is kind of the first interaction that I had with the digital crown on Apple Watch. Go ahead and select a language, and then you can continue with the setup process using the iPhone. So you line up the watch in the viewfinder there, it identifies which watch you have and pull it up there on the screen, and then you can continue selecting your wrist preference, agree to the terms and conditions, and enter your Apple ID so everything can start syncing to your watch. Now, I was curious to get into the apps and see which apps I had that were already Apple Watch compatible, and being a health nut, one of the apps that I downloaded first because of its Apple Watch support is called VMOFit. It's actually pretty cool because it allows you to customize workouts based on your goals and fitness level, and I actually have used the Android Wear version before, and I saw on the website that soon the Apple Watch version will be able to automatically identify any exercises and count your reps while you're doing the workouts, so you actually don't have to worry about paying attention to anything, which is an awesome feature in my opinion. I took a few moments to browse around some of the other software on the watch, and everything seems to be snappy. There is a bit of load time for each app that you go into, but otherwise it's all right. Everything seems to be fluid as far as what's native on the watch. It's only when you try to load apps that it takes a second or two to pull up. But as for a comparison to the 38mm version, well, I have to say, I definitely think that for my wrists anyway, it's good to rock the 42mm version. Just to let you know, give you a backstory, I have about 175mm wrists, and the 38mm just looks very, very small on my wrist in comparison. I mean, don't get me wrong, the 42mm is small as well, but it's bigger enough to make it worth having and wearing on a regular basis. It doesn't look as silly in my case, but I'll definitely be testing out both of them to see which one I like better for kind of everyday use. Maybe the 42mm is gonna get in the way a little more than the 38mm. I don't know, but let me know what you think about the size differences in the comments section below. So that about wraps it up for this video. I just wanted to bring you an unboxing and brief comparison between the 42mm and 38mm Apple Watch Sport. I do have a 42mm Apple Watch on the way, so if you want to see that video or catch my full review, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss that video when it drops. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, as it does help out the channel a lot. Appreciate all the support. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. This is Dom, and I'll catch you in the next video.